Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aiden, and today's topic is what you consume becomes your perception of reality. So, to break it down, what it means is basically what I'm trying to say is whatever you consume, or whatever you intake, or whatever you let inside your brain, like, social media, ideas, thoughts, mindsets, people, topics, can shape how you see life. For example, if I indulge or let positive things come into my life, my perception of life is going to be more positive because I'm actively indulging in positive things, and positivity attracts positivity. It's like the law of attraction. And um it's the same way if you have a negative mindset, negativity attracts negativity. And I feel like naturally all people want to have a more positive mindset for themselves, for their family, for their loved ones, and you know just to have a more positive life. So I think this is an important thing to grasp on, because I think if you can grasp on this idea, it can lead to a more positive life, a more fulfilled life, better, better positive change. And if you don't like your current mindset, like when you reflect and you feel like your mindset right now is like, I don't like my life, I don't like this mindset, like I feel like I'm not really there. Reflect on what you intake. Like, for me, social media was a big problem in my life. Like, I feel like I would intake certain, things, and I feel like I was watching my life from, the sidelines. I wasn't living my life. I wasn't experiencing life to, the ability that I could, because I was conforming to certain ideologies that were presented to me in social media. And usually, I feel like to learn as a human, you have to experience it firsthand, not second-handedly. And that's what I mean by, for example, if I watched videos where it was all about love was perfect, love is this and that, and then I encounter love being, hey, love is not perfect, this is hard. I wasn't, I'm not experiencing first-handedly. I'm not allowing myself to experience things, because I think experiencing is an important, vital tool for humans, for, people, especially when you're growing, especially when you're my age as a teenager. Learning to experience can, shape your perspective reality. And having that idea that you have the ability to change your mindset, you have the ability to have a more positive or negative mindset, because whatever you intake, it's like a filter. You can filter out those negative things. You can let go of those things and make room for more positive things in your life. Because letting go of certain things, yes, it may be hard. Yes, it may be, there might be struggle within it. But usually, or ultimately, it's for the betterment of yourself, for people around you. And if you have a more positive mindset, it can influence others around you. And obviously, I believe that, you know, you want to influence people to be more positive. Like for me, when I become a father, I want my kids to think positively. I want them to be positive people. Obviously, I'm going to let them experience life. I'm going to let them, be kids, let them live their life. But I want to indirectly help them become positive people by like being the man that I can be. And it's also not just with, my situation. Like, for example, if my friend group or inner friend group was, you know, hardworking athletes, I'm most likely going to be a hardworking athlete, because your environment can shape the person who you are. Like if my friend group was, people that smoked and did alcohol and did all these other bad negative things, I'm most likely attuned to indulge in those things. Why? Because naturally humans attract to what other humans are attracted to, because it's the norm. They conform to it because it's normal. It makes them feel, hey, I'm with these people, so I feel valued, I feel normal. And what I'm trying to say is, if you feel like your life sucks, if you feel like I'm not saying it's funny, I'm just, I don't know, laughing for no reason. If you believe your life is, in a hardship or sucks, or you feel like you're not getting the 100% out of life, reflect on the people that are around you, reflect on what you intake, and reflecting is a vital tool, especially as a human being. Reflecting allows you to reveal stuff that isn't easily revealed, especially with reflecting. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of flying bugs everywhere. Reflecting on, who you are as a person can reveal much more about yourself. And reflection leads to growth. And naturally, I think we all want to grow. We all want to be positive people. We all want to grow into something that we idolize and something we are content with. Obviously, be content with the journey. Be content with yourself now, because if you aren't content with yourself now, you're not going to be content with the person that you are in 10 years, because you have to have the intention of being content. You have to have the perspective of being, hey, I'm going to like this. I'm going to like the person I am in 10 years because I like the person I am now. I also believe your perception of reality can also reveal the amount of self-love you have for yourself. For example, if I think positively, I have high amounts of self-love, and vice versa. If I think negatively, I have low amounts of self-love. Why? Because it's the same way. You have to treat yourself like how you treat someone you deeply care for. When people think of love, you think of something positive. You think of something, hey, this leads to growth. This leads to change. This leads to something more beneficial to life or yourself. If you think negatively, you have low amounts of self-love because you're not treating yourself, you're not treating yourself like someone you deeply care for. You're treating yourself like garbage. You're not really attuned to the idea that I'm not worth the attention. I'm not worth the effort of changing something positively. But if you have a more positive mindset, in which I hope this video helps you, people that feel like they're struggling with that idea, I help you guys. If you have a more positive mindset, it leads to higher amounts of self-love, and self-love can lead to you loving others positively. If you don't love yourself positively, you're not going to love others positively, because you're going to treat others how you treat yourself. It's like, treat others how you want to be treated. Thing that, middle school teachers would always tell you when you picked on a kid or something. And just I believe life is, intertwined. It's this giant tapestry of, you know, lines and connections. Like, it's like the butterfly effect. If you think positively, eventually the positivity lingers. Positivity lingers in life. It lingers. And I believe if you do positive now, that positivity will stay for hundreds of years. Like, look at Michael Jackson, for example. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I think he's really cool. He did majority were the things he did were positive. Obviously, skip the controversy that we're not focused on that. The positive things he's done, it's still influencing younger generations to this day. He was preaching love, compassion, and human connection, and it still lingers. And I believe that positivity lingers. So does negativity, but you have to be positivity always beats negativity at the end of the day. And I believe that's important because I feel like if you want to make the world a better place, you have to first reflect on the person who you are now. If you want the world to change, look at yourself. And one positive person can do a lot. Really, really can. So if you feel like you're just struggling in life, reflect. Reflection is key. And I believe that if you can we all have the ability to change. Like, it's the same way that if you have the mindset you can achieve something, you will achieve it. It's the human spirit, human dignity that we have. We all have that tool of, I can change positively because I have the power to. And for me, a big goal of mine is to impact people positively, help people change positively. Obviously, the people that are watching, whoever may be watching this on the side of the screen, it's your task to change. I can't make people change because I can't force people to change. I can't force people to feel certain ways. For me, that just naturally comes. And I just believe that if you have the ability to be positive. And, hopefully I'm helping you guys out. Hopefully I'm getting my thoughts conveyed properly. And more on the aspect of change. Change requires change. If nothing changes, nothing changes. It's like, it's like trying to find, like, for example, if I to acknowledge to change is to acknowledge change. Like for example, if I go in a dark room and I know my keys are in there, but I can't see anything, you acknowledged it, so you can take that action of getting it. It's the action of, hey, I'm acknowledging it, because you can't change something that you don't acknowledge. That's like it doesn't make sense. It's you're not perceiving it. If you don't perceive something, you don't have the power to do anything with it. It's like trying to have like a sixth sense in life. Like we only have five senses, taste, touch, hearing, uh I forgot the other two. Shoot. You get the point. It's impossible to try and have a sixth sense because you can't perceive it. And obviously change requires the intention of changing. And I just hope that whatever thoughts are being conveyed to the other side of the screen, I hope it's positive. But just remember that in your journey of change, it's not going to be easy. Nothing in life worth it is easy. Nothing in life that you think is truly worth it, worth chasing, it's not going to be easy to chase. If it was easy, honestly, to me, life would be meaningless. Like, love is hard. Love sucks. It sucks some days, but it's worth it at the end, because if you can push those challenges, those tribulations with that person, it reveals or just shows your value. It shows your strengths together. It shows your growth, your emotional, integrity. And it's the same thing with other things in life. If you want to do something, if you want to chase something in life and you don't feel like it's worth it, it's not going to really give you meaning in life. And like my first video I've ever posted, well, second video I've ever posted, meaning is important because meaning gives power to people's lives. It gives necessities, it gives priority, it gives something for a human to chase after. It gives meaning, it gives value to someone's life. Like for me, what gives me meaning is growing and connecting with people and chasing the things that I love. Like I'm an avid runner. I'm currently injured right now. But I like cross country. I like track. I like basketball. I like filming. I like these things. These things give me meaning, and these meanings can, influence the way I perceive life. Since I've been indulging these things, I feel like, the things I indulge in are usually positive. I have a more positive outlook in life. Obviously, your mindset's not going to be perfect every day. You're going to have days where life sucks. You're going to, feel like, oh, this sucks. But nothing in life is perfect. I think that, sometimes in life, suffering is necessary, suffering is needed. There's beauty in suffering because I think suffering can reveal a lot, especially if you're suffering from something that reveals that whatever that thing is, means a lot to you. Like, for example, I don't suffer when I don't know, lose a game in soccer because I don't value soccer that much as many other people do. Like, for example, if I was running, I lost a race, I would feel gloomy because that thing gave me value. That I value that thing, and that suffering reminds me of how much that thing matters to me. It's the same way with love as well. Like suffering with love is like it's I think it's necessary. I think love requires suffering because it can reveal how much emotion this other person is conveying to you, and you know, giving to you, the effort, it's beautiful to me. And, you know, suffering also leads to growth. It's like, in order to grow, it's like growing pains in the body. You have growing pains, but you grow, you're growing, you're becoming something, you're becoming something better, larger. And suffering is something I feel like society just kind of like doom and gloom's all about. Like suffering is sucks. I mean, yeah, it sucks. But I feel like people are kind of turning it into like if you're suffering, let it go. Let it. Just don't even focus on it. Just completely get rid of it. Yes and no. I believe that sometimes suffering is necessary, and it's like for me, it's like with emotions. Allow yourself to feel emotions, but don't let them overstay. Because if you let them overstay, then there's a problem. There's something going on, and obviously, I think naturally people want to live a life where they feel happy and content with themselves. And you know, just remember that on your journey to self-love or whatever the journey that you feel like you have to, you know, go into or play a role in that journey that you think will lead to positivity, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have days where you feel like you're going to give up. You're going to feel like you're going to just, you know, it's not working. But patience is the key, and patience reveals a lot of things. Things that are worth it or things that aren't worth chasing are going to, are going to come to you easily. Like, for example, happiness, you can see it as something that is sort of hard to achieve. People go to alcohol. No, for example, if people like if you're suffering and life sucks, you go to alcohol. That's an easy escape. That's not something I don't see that as something worth it, because I think I mean, it's a coping mechanism as well, but what I'm trying to say is something that isn't worth it. Like, you shouldn't go for it, especially if you don't get any meaning out of it. Something that you feel like is worth it is not going to be easy. It's going to be worth it because hard things don't come easy. But anyways, yeah, I had a lot of thoughts today. I hope I kind of conveyed it goodly. I don't know. Just hopefully whatever you intake from this video or take from this video, I hope it was positive. I hope I helped. And if you have any, topics or anything you want to hear, just leave them in the comments. I read them. I like to make topics about stuff. Like, a buddy of mine gave me a topic like an hour or two ago, and I'm gonna probably do that one. I think it's nice. And hope you guys have a wonderful day. And once again, reflect on what you consume. If you feel like life sucks, reflect on the people around you. Reflect on what you consume. Just reflect. Get to the roots of things, because if you don't pull the roots out, it's just gonna grow again, and it's gonna go back to that state that it was in. Pull the roots out. Get to the roots. Pull it out. Replace it with something more positive. And build a garden for yourself, so that the butterflies can come. Build a beautiful garden for yourself, and let it prosper, let it look pretty. And anyways, yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next video. Probably be in a few days. I don't know what it is gonna be, but yeah. Anyways, have a good day, and thank you for watching. I love you guys, and bye bye.